I really feel that I have to figure out more about the country stars that live here. And I think you know secrets. I think you know a lot of stuff that you're not telling us about Nashville. So I'm creating this little game where you have to tell us.
You're gonna get me in trouble.
Of course, I get everybody in trouble. That's what I do. I am trouble, right? Created this little game called Nash Spill, where you're gonna spill and tell us how these people really are behind the scenes.
Oh my God.
Okay, I really want to know how these people are, what you've heard about them. Because you know what, Trace Adkins definitely was gonna tell me a little something, and then we got distracted. But I think you know where all the bodies are buried. All right, first up, I like this guy, Blake Shelton. What can you tell me about Blake Shelton?
Oh my gosh.
What's the Nashville tea?
Blake, okay, I played the Grand Ole Opry one night. And I'm gonna tell you, this is the truth now about Blake Shelton. I wish I had some dirt, but I walked up on the microphone to sing a song. It was some benefit show I was doing, and Blake was the host. And he got up there and he requested a song that I had written in this. I was in this band called Boy Howdy back in the '80s, way back in the '80s with a mullet and the whole bit. And he introduced me, and then he came over to me. He goes, play that Boy Howdy song. He knew all the words to it. He knew every single word to my, I was like, nobody knows this song. Blake's one of those guys, he has done his homework on everything, and his influences, he wears them on his sleeve. And he's one of these guys, they're very hard to find in country music right now, where they know all the history of country music. A lot of guys now, they don't know any of the history of country music.
He seems like a solid guy.
He's a solid guy. So I have
nothing bad. Okay,
no,
that's at least a good spill. We know he's a solid guy. Okay, number two, Trace Adkins, who has a voice like I've never heard before. We should bottle that voice and sell it. I think I've never heard a bass hit that. It's an instrument. His voice.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. What can you tell us about working with Trace Adkins?
Trace is funny.
Okay, he wrote a song called Badonka Donk Donk.
Honky Tonk Badonka Donk.
Gotta be something honky tonk Badonka Donk. Trace Adkins.
Well, he recorded a song of mine called Chrome years ago, and the chorus is. Forget pink and purple paisleys, little mellow yellow daisies. And he called me up and he's like, Steele, that low voice. He goes, I'm not singing about paisleys and yellow flowers in my music. I said, it's gonna be #1 song. He goes, I'm not doing it.
Did he do it?
He did it.
He did it, and it was #1 song. There you go. So there you go. He didn't want to sing about Pete. That's actually very on brand for him. Good guy behind the scenes.
Yeah. He's a great guy.
He's a great guy.
I got a couple stories, but I can only tell them backstage.
All right, what about John Rich?
John Rich. Okay. John Rich, me and John go back to the early 90s. He was a big fan of my band, and I played this show in Reno one time, and the sound man somehow got sick, and John Rich from his band, he was in a band called Lone Star, and he had to mix the sound. And so he mixed the sound that night, and then we became fast friends. And over the years, John, there's nothing. What am I going to say about John? Well,
this is why everybody likes you, because you have nothing bad to say about anybody.
But John gets a lot of rocks thrown at him.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm the defender.
Yeah.
I've seen John in so many situations where his heart has just poured out of his chest, and I remember we went into a restaurant one night, and there was this one guy. He was so drunk. And he was trying to get to his car and get in his car and drive home. And John literally got up from the table, walked over to the guy and talked to him for like 10 minutes. And then he got him a car and drove him home and had somebody take his car home.
Wow. You just made his reputation even better.
I know, and then like 2 years after that, and I hung out with John a lot back in the day. And after my boy died, I was like in this really, really bad place. And my life was just going through a whirlwind, and he pulled me out of my despair. And he was about to be a judge on Nashville Star on NBC, and he goes, "You got to do this show with me." I'm not doing a TV show, man. I'm not in no. He goes, "You're going to do this show with me, and it's going to be great." So he like kind of
got you back on the horse,
drugged me into it, and it was a really good thing for me. It kind of took my mind off stuff for a while.
Tragedy.
Yeah, and he's always been that guy to me, and he introduced me to you. So.
Yeah, he's a solid guy. I do like him. We'll be right back to the show in a moment, but first, I need to talk to you about where you are buying your meat. As we all know, misinformation is everywhere in our culture, but what most of us are unaware of is that misinformation has invaded the grocery store. Did you know that meat labeled product of USA is more often from overseas than from US farms and ranches? That's why Good Ranchers was founded. They sell 100% American meat. They connect you to local American farms so you can know what you're buying and trust what you are eating. With Good Ranchers, you can cut through the noise and misinformation to take back control of what you buy. Don't bring mystery meat into your home. Have the confidence you want in every bite of chicken, seafood, and steak by ordering Good Ranchers today at half the price of those other online meat companies. You can get the steakhouse quality that you deserve at a price that everybody can afford. Go to goodranchers.com and save on each box of 100% American delicious meats. Right now, get $20 off and free express shipping if you go to goodranchers.com/Candace or use code Candace at checkout. That's $20 off and free express shipping at goodranchers.com/Candace or code Candace at checkout. There's no way you don't have dirt on this next one. Ready? Taylor Swift.
Taylor.
So let me tell you, Trace Adkins definitely had a story about Taylor Swift.
This is a crazy story. So Scott Borchetta, who runs the record label at the time that she's on, he calls me up and he says, "Hey Jeff, I need you to help me out. I got this girl. She's only 12, and but I want you to write with her. She's really good." And at that time in my career, I'm just saying, it was a lot. It was just madness, right? Just madness. And everybody was coming. I was writing with everybody. You get pulled to shreds and you're getting, spread really thin. And he goes, I need you to help me out on this one. She can't write till 3:30 when she gets out of school. And I'm like, Scott, I got no time for that right now, man. I can't write, I can't wait till 3:30 in the afternoon and da-da-da-da-da. And that's the end of that story. We all know.
Millions of dollars you lost, millions and
billions of dollars.
The one investment you didn't make. Wow, so you basically broke up with Taylor Swift. There you go. That's a good one. I like that.
And she opened up for me at this show when she was, I think it was 12 years old.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing her and going, my God, she is really good.
Yeah.
And this could be really great. And Scott's just looking at me going, you dummy.
Okay. Thanks for joining me on this segment of Candace. If you like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel and ring the bell to get notifications on new videos. If you want to watch the full show, become a Daily Wire member. Go to dailywire.com/subscribe, use code Candace for 25% off your new membership.